The concern or the question out there, let me use quoting what the president was quoted as saying in the course of the week. I mean, the message he sent to the journalists where he said that his administration will continue to protect the rights of the journalist, but the media must be fair and unbiased in its coverage. Do you think the media has been fair and unbiased? Because that's what some people will be arguing.
Fair and unbiased, like even the chairman said, is subjective. Why I say subjective, the people who people who are not used to criticism or who cannot tolerate criticism will tell you that if a particular report is unfair towards them. So at the end of the day, how do we measure what is unfair and unfair? I think it comes down to two words: public interest. Whatever a journalist is putting out there, you, the reader, even the journalist asks, is this information I'm putting out there in the best interest of the public? So if it's about national security, if it's about corruption, if it's about the health sector, anything that a journalist is supposed to, that is the thing that directs him. Public interest, if it's in the interest of the sector, and that even goes to supersede sometimes even beyond national interest, which is what the national security, which is what the government always used to say as a reason for clamping down on the press and on journalists. The issue is what is subjective to a person who feels that a report is critical. Is it objective to others? And that is why those two words I said, public interest overrides all interest. Is it in the public interest to know about the commonwealth, about money that is taxpayers' money that is being expended in different areas of in different sectors of the economy? That is where that is where we should hammer on. And if I might just to end this question you asked me, I think it was Femi Adesina that released that statement. I want to say categorically that even the presidency who are saying that journalists should be fair and balanced in their report, what about when you present fair and balanced issues to them that you expect them to take and handle? What did they do? Nothing. And I'm referring specifically to the case of Yomi John Olamofe, because Femi Adesina, Garba Shehu, Laolo Konde, even Ade Ipaye, the chief of staff to Vice President Osibanjo, I brought this attention to them with the facts. And the facts are what? That we've been able to identify a syndicate of people who have been bringing arms into this country through Seme-Boda. And these people have been identified by name, by face, and location, that the ones who have started Yomi Olamofe, and they're working free. They are aware of all of this, and what have they done? Nothing. 3 years down the line, Yomi is still the suspect in this case. So if people want to talk about being fair and balanced in our reporting, then they should come with clean hands. It should not be double standards. That's what I'm thinking about what the president's statement is about. Okay, thank you. Mr. Akinreti, before we go on break, the question, he used public interest. Yeah. But when you listen to, when you're hearing any message from the authorities, corridors of power, you hear something like national security. So it has to do with national security. So how do you weigh, or at what point do you move public interest aside and bring in national security, or at what point do you move national security aside and bring in public interest? So that line, where do you draw the line between public interest and national security? Yeah, they are basically the same thing, because public interest is for public good. National interest or national security is for public good and for public interest. You see, as refers to the case, those in the corridor of power understand that? No, it's up to them. I told you that even the definition of truth, it depends on you and I. You could decide that, yeah, what I'm saying is not the truth. But to me, what I'm saying is the truth, and I just said it. Yomi Olamofe case is even so saddening that today it's almost paralyzed. And the state do know those who have perpetrated this act. We have been in court. As the chairman of NUJ, I'm still paying bills, you know, for lawyers who go to court and taking Yomi to court. The problem we're having with Yomi's case is that he cannot even move. He can't even get to the court to talk. It's unfortunate. And that is part of injustice that the state has bequeathed to a journalist like Yomi Olamofe. It's unfortunate. I just got even case of Obina, a colleague who works for Ochendo, the former Abia State governor, that is not being haunted. Yesterday he was harassed. I got a text message when I was coming here. And that's the state of it. I said, the society does not appreciate what the journalist is doing. We are working for public interest. We are working for public good. But people don't appreciate it. It's only when you are able to massage their ego that they believe, yeah, the journalist is doing well. But the fundamental issue remains the welfare of journalists and safety of journalists. As far as I'm concerned, two critical issues. And that is why we are campaigning where to get to power as NUG. We have on integrity of the union, integrity of a journalist. In the course of the conversation, I'll still get back to Mr. Nkanga. The issue of corruption and unethical behavior amongst journalists. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you go for some events, and by the time you're done,
there are those who will wait behind to collect, you know. I didn't say anything. So how does that, isn't that part of what...
A particular color envelope.
I you don't go in there.
No,
isn't that what fuels, isn't that what fuels this idea of corrupt journalists?
And lack of respect.
And lack of respect for that industry.
Oh, no. Well, first of all, the issue of you are hiding, you want to say the word, is a bit of a brown envelope. It's absolutely unethical.
Because I don't want to use the color.
It's important.
I don't want to use the color because some envelopes are not brown.
No, okay, obviously. No, any inducement, any inducement whatsoever, as far as journalism is concerned, is unethical. Don't take it, don't collect it. If someone offered you, turn it down. They thank you. There's other ways of appreciating
because there's no way you can be objective.
No, because that is also linked to the issue of welfare. But the point I'm stressing is that for Lagos NUJ, we're standing on integrity of a union and integrity of an individual. You are going to see this chip. This is an ID card, ID card for journalists. We said anybody that you think has done any misdemeanor, misbehaves in any assignment, or you need to know, get us his name. It's a biometric. We'll just go there. It's a compendium. Tell me his name. When I need to go back, type his name, and then the data comes up. I know where he is, where he works for, and then we have set up ethics committee. It's a disciplinary committee. If you err along the code of conduct, you are going to be punished. It's so simple. And that's why this ID card is extremely sacrosanct. Right? And when we go to assignment, we tell our people, you also need to respect yourself. Because respect is also reciprocal. And that's one reason why we go to assignment, somebody refer to as press boy, everybody get out of that place. It's as simple as that. We must move on the path of integrity in this profession. And we stand on that, definitely. So those who think are corrupt, let them know who are they. Come to the union, report them. We've had cases of people that have been disciplined by the union and also disciplined by their media organization. They were dismissed because of one corrupt practice or the other. But let us know who are those that are corrupt. We don't want the black and banner that journalists are corrupt. I won't take that. I am not corrupt. Let people come up with the evidence to show those of our colleagues who have erred, and they will be disciplined accordingly.
Okay, Mr. Nkanga, it would be remiss of us not to take this thing to what is looming ahead of us, the 2019 elections. What do you think what do you think should be the role of journalists in the coming elections?
Thank you. I mean, it's not a brainer for us to know how elections are conducted in Africa, in Nigeria. We've had people who have described it as do or die, and it's actually a do or die affair, whereby people are killed for political motives. And then you ask yourself, what is the reason for criminality when it comes to elections, whereby the media now is a target of such criminality? Is because of information. Those perpetrating acts of violence, electoral offenses, don't want their actions to be revealed, don't want the information of what they are doing to be revealed to the public. So it's only natural that when you are hiding to commit a crime and you see a camera or a microphone or an eye or a barrel or a pen who is going to reveal that criminality to who? The public, that they will become vicious. So we are seeing the trend. So anything we see in the polity tells us to look out for possibilities of criminality during elections. And that is one of the reasons why, over the years, I'm been an advocate that when we talk about electoral reforms, we should start putting press attacks as part of electoral offenses, whereby journalists who are carrying out a constitutional duty, we have a constitutional duty. There are not many professions in this country that have a constitutional duty. Under Section 22, we are guaranteed by the law to hold government accountable to the people. And that includes also the legislature, includes the judiciary, includes the executive. So yes, as as we look up to 2019 elections, we are already seeing signs that journalists, especially critical journalists, and when I say journalists now, I also want to move from the conventional journalists to also citizen journalists, to also the citizen who feels that he wants to talk about what he's seen in his polling booth, what he's seen in his constituency, and illegality might go on Facebook, might go on Twitter. As a result of that, people are being targeted. And sadly, the laws are also being used to target us. We have the cyber crimes law, which is a major tool by the rich and the powerful right now to silence dissent, to silence critical voices, and to go after journalists and bloggers. So I foresee that unless there is a real conversation around how journalists should be treated during the election period, we might see what has been in the past, what has been a history of violence against journalists across all states, across, it doesn't matter whether it's in the north or south, in the 6 geopolitical zones, it's the same thing. Those who are willing and who want to cover up the atrocities, we always target the media. It's the first point of call whenever there's a criminality going on in elections. And I can only call on the NUJ and civil society bodies and the INEC official and INEC as well as a body to look into, critically look into the role of the media and their protection, their safety during elections. That's one of the things I would call for, and I would like to create awareness and raise the tempo on in the coming months ahead of the elections.